Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to O.A.F Discussions, O.A.F, only as a fan, brought to you by Country Noise, with your hosts Kid Swift and Thoroughbred Webb, where each week we will bring you views on music, movies, and video games. For all things Country Noise, hit at KN_Nation on Twitter, Country Noise on YouTube and Facebook, and countrynoise.com. Sit back and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of O.A.F Discussions. I am Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Webb.
And to my left is Gwendar.
Gwendar.
My buddy Clay, finally got him on the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to acknowledge the camera this time.
Yeah, see, I did it this time. I at least did that. Yeah.
I left the camera out last time. By the way, first and foremost, thank you guys for all the feedback on the last episode and the first two episodes and everybody who's been checking in. People seem to be enjoying listening to us bullshit for an hour about a little bit of everything, but we do appreciate it. Absolutely. But if you're watching this, it's probably Halloween or after Halloween, whatever. So we were going to format our whole show around that. Obviously some other stuff, crazy stuff happened. So we're definitely going to touch on that as well. But yeah, we just have to roll with the punches. But yeah. So first and foremost, for the Halloween side of things, all the kind of things, the topics that we kind of came up with and kind of thought about was first was trying to figure out our favorite horror games that we have played. Not horror games, horror games. That sounded terrible the way I said that. Horror games that we have played over the years, and I mean this is going back since we've been gaming, and our favorite like dark comic book characters, our favorite dark characters. Period. I can't even. I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna see see what Webb's is first and foremost. What like out of all the horror,
put pressure on me.
Yeah. I'm gonna put pressure on you because I've been trying to think about it for like a week and I cannot like one game, or maybe even you, maybe even Clay.
Don't like put it on the new guy.
I don't know. You might just bust out and be like, yeah, it's this, whatever. I mean, it's a hard. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Like, because I guess first and foremost, I don't want to just be like, it's Slenderman or Amnesia. Like, I feel like those are like the go-to answers now. Because one, they're independent, which is, indie is cool. Two.
No, it's lame.
Right,
Everything's lame.
No, it's lame. Two, it's the popular, I'd say it's probably the popular answer. And three, they're just really fucking good horror games, like in general.
No, it's lame.
Right,
Everything's lame.
Right,
I think they're good, but like
yeah, absolutely.
I do think that they were a little overpopularized by YouTube and all that.
Well, yeah,
not to say that makes them bad, but like Amnesia, okay, Slenderman, I think that was just for like PewDiePie to get on there and just react. And I don't.
Yeah.
Or just to see people react in general. Yeah.
Like
or
for it to just actually you sit down and really play it as like a horror game or whatever. I don't know if it was really made for that.
Well, yeah, not where it sucks you in and then you're like you're like freaking out like for weeks. Yeah, no, it's like basically a quick scare, like a jump scare type situation.
It's just like those other YouTube videos, like where it looks like follow this dot, and then all of a sudden it shows like
it shows like a crazy picture, like some.
You know how paranoid those have made me. Like, click anyone ever links, guys, check this now. I've gotten to the point now in my life where like I'll see someone post something on Facebook and I can just tell that it might be something like that, and I'll just immediately just like turn my sound down.
Right, you're just waiting.
I don't trust it anymore.
That's so hilarious. That is true. Like I was thinking about that, and then like the Rick Rolled thing. Between those two, I won't hardly click on a link for a video.
You putting Slender and Rick Roll in the same category, or
he's a scary dude.
All right,
I'm just saying.
I think you could do it.
Yeah, he's terrified plenty of people. But I mean, seriously, do you have it?
As far as I can't really name favorite horror games.
Yes, it's hard.
I will at least say two that have stuck with me for years.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2.
Yep.
That was the first time, one of the first times I got introduced to the PlayStation, and one of the first times I got introduced to that series, and one of the first times I got introduced to almost pissing my pants at not being able to figure out the controls while a situation is getting to the point where it is.
Gotta love those tank controls.
Oh God, that was so frustrating because because that's when I first learned how to do it. It was like, wait, I'm trying to turn left, but I'm spinning in a circle. What the hell is going on?
It's like, what is wrong with this crap?
Yeah, and go figure. I never ended up finishing the game though, but
right.
Yeah, I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah.
Second game that came to mind was easily was actually the first horror game I've ever played, and that was Splatterhouse 2 for the Sega Genesis.
Man, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Where you played basically like a Streets of Rage version of Jason, just punching around in a haunted mansion and fighting monsters and stuff like that. I was scared, but at the same time, like I had like somebody that had superpowers and stuff like that, and so that kind of made me here I was like 4 or 5 years old pushing through to try to play this game. And so, that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Especially the part where you get the Hulk out with that mask all of a sudden makes you just like bulk
strong,
up 3 times as big. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, like we said, it goes all the way back to the Nintendo.
But I said Genesis.
Yeah, well, my bad. I thought
Yeah,
you said Nintendo.
get it together.
I'm blanking out. Sorry, I was looking up something at the same time trying to figure this out because I couldn't remember the name of it. That's one of the problems I was having.
Were you looking at that? Was that the problem?
Yeah,
Nice
there's
save.
a Nintendo on the desk. If you
I made a
can't
good
see
save.
it.
I made a good save.
It's superior.
Thank you.
I think.
Yeah, that's why. This is why I pay him the big bucks. No, I'm just playing.
I'll take
I get
Nintendo.
paid?
Right? Dang, you messed it up. No,
I'll take Nintendo any day over Sega though.
come on.
Oh, boy.
See, okay.
It's like, dude, you just got here.
I'm one of
Right.
the few. Sorry.
He said, "Dude, just got here." Okay, I understand. That's
You're rocking the
fine,
boat already.
Right. No, I understand. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, there's going to be thousands of people that'll say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
No, but I was trying to figure out what this game was, and I know you saw me trying to look it up, and I still don't have the exact name. But there was, and I'm pretty sure it was, I can't remember. But I think it came out on Xbox, or it might have been GameCube. But there's 2 that I can think of, like off the top of my head. GameCube wise, first off, it's just on GameCube, not like breaking down each system, but Eternal Darkness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you've heard of that, yeah. Just because it wasn't just the fact that game was scary, but that was the first game that like literally messed with you on a whole nother level. It was way ahead of its time on what it did. Because I mean, if you haven't played this game, find a GameCube for like $20 and play it because it's awesome. But they thought about bringing it back, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. But basically, like, it would mess with you, like, to the fact that it would make you think your TV turned off. It would all of a sudden pop up and say deleting your saved games. I've seen multiple people that have been playing this game, like, obviously pre-YouTube era where I couldn't watch and play it, but watch them like freak out because they thought they were going to lose all their progress like at once. And I mean, obviously being on that GameCube compared to the games graphically that we have now, that game was terrifying, even just on the level of the tension that it created, like in the normal combat. Story was awesome. I mean, all around amazing game, and they need to bring it back and be awesome, especially now. And then the other one I can think of there was a Turok game, and I can't remember if it was Xbox or what it was. I've been trying to look it up. But basically, like, obviously, if you know the Turok games, they were all just like guy hunts dinosaur, crazy action hero hunts dinosaur. For some reason, somebody either got really depressed or had like a bad day, but they made like a Turok game that was like completely just like the scariest crap. Like, it was just out of nowhere. Like, they just completely changed the formula. And I just remember there being one particular part where you're trying to follow this guy, and he's trying to unlock this manhole for you so you can get up to the top of the street. And I'll never forget this because you're following him, and then like he runs up and he's like, "Hurry up, we got to get up to the strap," and you just hear him get ripped to pieces, and his legs fall back to the ground, like inside the well, like inside the manhole, and literally it fills up with probably a foot of blood from just his legs, and like completely unrealistic. But the scariest, you're like, dude, now I got to go up here and deal with this shit, like, really? And then you go up, and of course there's a blood dragging him around the corner, so you know it's just going south. But that was another really good one. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously been, like you said, Resident Evil. I mean, that tension, that camera angle, and those controls. Like, those had technical ways like that they scared
intentionally trying to
Yeah,
disorient
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just
you felt
now.
like you
It's
were
just
like-
now occurring to me. Yeah.
Right, you're like, I got 3 bullets, I can't control, I keep running into this wall, and if I see another fucking zombie, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, that's the way you felt.
I'm out of
constantly.
herbs.
Right, I got no herbs. I got one
I
herb.
think that was one of the things that people started really realizing when Amnesia got popular. You know, you're helpless. You're not like in Resident Evil or whatever where it's supposed to be.
You can defend yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got Amnesia, and there was another one. I can't remember the name of it. That just like it. That was recent too. But
Outlast? No, not
Outlast was-
Outlast.
Outlast
Outlast
like
was
it
one,
too.
but that wasn't the one I was thinking of. But
Yeah.
any of those, like those are a lot scary because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You just have to run and hide or something, and
Right, exactly, yeah.
those really freak people out. So.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the reasons why they're so... Because, I mean, they're that... You get that experience, but you don't have to be, like, excellent at, like, a shooting game or, like, combat and stuff like that. You just basically know that I have to get away from this thing, otherwise shit'll go crazy.
That PT demo for Silent Hills
Oh,
being the most recent
man.
case. That is
Okay,
probably,
Yeah, that's...
if you want to talk about that for a second, that, and I'm not someone who really plays, like, scary
Horror games,
or
yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
but I play a little bit of that, and that's
Dude, that was...
the freakiest thing I've ever played. Like, that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I remember the first time, like, because I didn't even play it. I watched it, like, being played, and, like, still was, like sitting there, like freak out. Like legitimately was, like about to freak out. And, yeah, I mean, you can already tell that, like, between those two, between Del Toro and,
Kojima.
yeah, and Kojima, oh, my...
No,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah.
just with Kojima, I know how he is. Like I've told you before, he doesn't really do like scary stuff, but I mean his storytelling and how he just mind fucks people.
Yeah, he
Like,
knows how to do that. Definitely.
I think it's like perfect. That's
Oh,
why I
yeah.
think that was so good, and that's
It'll be like demented, like next level,
Yeah.
like a whole other thing.
I
He
think so.
he said specifically that he wants to make people shit on themselves. Like, and I think probably
Literally?
Kojima
He literally
probably
said this?
literally, yeah, he literally said that.
Oh.
But I think he literally means it too.
He wanted
Yeah.
people to literally...
Knowing
okay.
Kojima, that's like literally how he feels. Like if it doesn't do that, then I'm one success. It was all right. Like I feel like he literally wants to do that.
yeah.
But man, yeah, those are like perfect examples of like, and I think a lot of people would agree with most of those. If you have your favorite, post that shit in the comments and tell us why, because you can't just put anything up there. Don't put Amnesia and not explain yourself, because that's too easy. That's an easy way out. But now, since we got the other games, obviously, what would you say? And this is a hard one too. Both of them are hard. Most
Giggity?
that's what she said.
I couldn't let that go.
You haven't did that in a while, so I was
It's been
waiting for it.
yeah.
Most scary movie experience you've had in ever? I mean, can't.
Most scariest movie experience, another age 3 to 5 situation. Fucking Candyman.
Oh man,
I hate
Candyman.
I is any other scary movie I'm cool with, but for some reason with that particular movie,
Yeah.
I'm not repeating that name anymore
Right,
throughout
it
the rest of
does.
this podcast.
Yep, we'll mess around.
It's because it's fucked with me that much. 20 years later. And even it came on last night, as a matter of fact, on one of these channels.
Yeah.
My fiance was about to watch it. And I was like, "No, turn. We are turn. Flashes here. Flashes on.
right? Yeah.
Please,
Take the
baby,
cable
please."
box and
It's
put it out on the porch.
and like I refused to watch. That movie just stuck with me more than Freddy, more than Jason. No, it's not because he was black.
Yeah, somebody took that's why. Somebody took the guy. That's exactly why. No, wrong.
But yeah, that's probably the one that sticks with me the most. I mean, hell, I just said it, 20 years now or 20. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was some creepy shit. I don't know. It's funny because like you
Actually,
talk,
it might be because he was black. Now that I think about it.
right. You feel like you could know him. You feel like he could be somebody that you know.
And the fact that he could also he could target kids too. So you know, I didn't care for that.
It's so creepy when you think about it. That's some sketchy shit. But I mean, when you look at like those different characters, it's it's crazy to think about, like then and then like all the scary attempts now, which end up being kind of funny. Most of the time, they're usually not nearly as good as those like the old school ones. I would have to say mine, and it, like I was gonna say this too, is like it depends on who you talk to and like what they consider to be scary. Because some people consider like the Jason murderer in the house with the knife or the scream or something like that to be scary. But some people don't react to that at all. I'm the kind of person I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's just a regular dude. I'm more scared of like the paranormal, like shit that shouldn't be possible, scary stuff. So I would say like one of mine that like stuck with me probably, and it's kind of like when I went back and watched it, it's really not a good movie. But House on Haunted Hill. Was one. It came out. Yeah, right. Yeah, that reaction is perfect. Yeah, really.
The remake in the 90s or early 2000s, something like that,
Exactly.
with Taye Diggs.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, you look at the cast and it's
Mango.
Like really, Mango was in there. And,
what was his real name?
The dude from
Saturday Night Live.
From Night at the Roxbury. He was in there. I'm trying to think of who else. But yeah, I mean that one just because it was so for something about it. There's one particular scene I can remember in that movie where and basically what happened was they had somebody had a camera. Which usually it's the way it always happens now I think about it. Somebody had a camera, they was going around in the basement like looking for stuff. And like they were just like taping. And then like they went around the corner and they saw like something. It looked just like a figure in the corner. It was like looking at him, but like it was like not moving. It was just like creepy, didn't have a face, nothing. And that was the creepiest thing because after that, like he had the camera up, he puts the camera down, and that thing like darts right at, and then like his head just starts shaking like weird. That was the scariest fucking moment like ever. I was probably, I guess back, what was I? I was like 10, 11 years old, and I lost my shit when that part happened. Like that was the creepiest. I don't know what it was. It's just, I think it's one of the things. Like it's people who are afraid of that stuff that should be impossible. That's what makes Slender so creepy. Is he doesn't have a face like he's supposed to. Like you're like he should have a face. He doesn't. That's wrong. That messes with me.
He's wearing a suit. He's in the woods.
Right. He's professional. But there's no face. Like, there's no face.
Well, what face he does have just, like, vibrates.
Yeah, it just, that's the thing.
It's
like,
your face.
It's something scary about no face and movement.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
It's real sharp, jittery movements. And that was like in PT, like,
exactly, when you came around the corner. That almost had this. I almost had the same reaction. Like, I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, my thing was, it was funny because, like, after explaining that scene, when I watched the PT, I say that terribly. When I watched the PT, like I had that same reaction of like that moment when you come around the corner and you see her, and I'm like, if she runs at the camera, I'm gonna punch my computer. Like I'm just waiting, just waiting and ready to just punch my computer, like because I was about to lose it again. If you hear the phone, we're getting a caller in on our 1960s.
I was about to say from 19.
Right, yeah, we're going to call from 1960.
Operator, let me speak to Dick Tracy.
Right. Yeah. So if you hear the phone in the background, don't even worry about it. We'll weave the call in somehow through modern science and technology.
No, that's our audience trying to call in right now.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's the ghost audience trying to call in on their crappy old phone. But, yeah, what would you say movies-wise? What do you got? Give me something.
There were a few back when I would go over to my dad's every weekend or so, and he would usually watch that stuff. Like he'd watch a lot of those old like 80s, 90s,
right,
like horror movies. Mm-hmm. And there's one I cannot remember the name of it. I just know that it like scarred me.
That
made me like not want to sleep. Like, and I was maybe 8 or so at the time,
right?
And he's sitting here letting me watch this, and then I just did not want to sleep. I just know that one part I can remember was that it was like near the end, I think, where he like the dude in it broke a mirror or something, and he looked through it, and there's like a pool, like just a house pool, you know?
Yeah.
And like got pulled through it, or he like fell through it or something, and into this pool, and it's turned to like blood, and I don't know, it was messed up. That's all I know.
Do you remember what the name of it was?
No, I can't. I looked it up like not that long ago because I just had a thought about it, but
yeah,
And I just remember that, like, the dude's wife or something like that was, like, half the time you'd see her normal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other half the time she'd just be, like, this fucked up monster. Like...
That sounds insane.
I don't know. I think that was what messed me up. Because I remember at one point, she, like, knelt down to, like, get something.
Yeah.
And... he's like standing there with a double-barreled shotgun. She gets up and she's this monster. And he's just like, nope, bam, blast. Like, whoa, that got really quick.
He said that escalated very quickly.
So,
Jesus.
but that, like, I don't know the name of it. I remember that one. That always stuck with me. But I guess anything that really more recent that I can remember that really scared me or made me uneasy was like the first Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
I watched that with one of my exes.
It started out good.
She was into all that.
Yeah.
Horror movies. I've never liked it. You know, that's why I never really played any scary games. But
right.
I believe in all that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Those
right.
word ghosts and all that. So.
Yeah.
Because it was that like subtle. It wasn't just like there's a slasher film where there's someone after everyone and that kind of scary, or it's this thing you can't see is there like a ghost and
right
how it was shot and all that. I guess.
Yeah.
That one really kindled my fear in the paranormal, I suppose. So
right, yeah.
That would be about it for me, really. I
sure.
try not to. Maybe it was because I got turned off to it at a young age by my dad.
He said, "Nope,
I don't know.
I'm not doing
I
it."
don't know.
Right, I don't want part of it.
Speaking of movies that horror movies you can't remember because you're younger. Excuse me. I just now Googled it. The only reason I remembered to Google it was because you was talking about scary movies that you didn't remember the name of, but you saw it when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
I just now Googled it. I didn't even know that was the name of the movie. It was Death by Temptation.
Mm-hmm.
Death, D-E-F,
yeah.
by Temptation. Came out in 1990. It was I hate to say it like this, but it was a black horror film.
Right, yeah.
Had Kadeem Hardison, Samuel Jackson,
Uh-huh.
and I just now realized the director's name was James Bond III. So yeah, but the movie, looking back on it now, I remember looking at bits and pieces of it when I got older.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible, terrible movie. It came out in 1990. I just now saw, so that explains it. So yeah, I was once again in that 3, 4, 5 age range when I saw it.
Right.
And yeah, it's like just look it up on Wikipedia. It's stupid as hell if I try to describe it to you. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. It made me more terrified of women, and I was during that Little Rascals boys only phase at the time. So that didn't help matters.
That's perfect.
But not. So that kind of made me. I think that made me as shy as I am towards women now.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look up Death by Temptation, DEF,
Death by Temptation,
in Wikipedia. Shit's terrible, but
gotcha. Now I had to bring these up. I had to do this too because this actually got released by IGN, and I just wanted to run through it real quick because it's funny, and I was laughing about it because we've used a clip from one of these movies on the show before, like as an intro. But the top 10 worst horror movies that never should have been made. Number 10 was Book of Shadows, Blair Witch Project 2. Number 9 was Stephen King's The Shining. Now, not Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, which is considered one of the greatest horror films of all time. But I don't consider it a horror film. That's like one of my favorite movies ever, but I didn't use it in my favorite horror movie because it's
more psychological.
It's scary, yeah. It's more psychological, but not psychological like the paranormal side of psychological. It's like psychological, like it's just
psychological.
Crazy. Yeah, it's
insane.
It's like, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Number 8 was the Amityville Horror remake
with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
It was
all right.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but apparently it should have never been made.
Because of Ryan Reynolds, or just
I don't know. It might have been.
Just in
right.
general, it probably shouldn't have been made.
Right.
Probably both.
Right. Yeah, probably a little bit.
Probably both. I'm not gonna lie.
It might have been a little bit both. American Werewolf in Paris.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and American Werewolf in Paris was another one.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was funny, and I don't think it was supposed to be. It's the only bad thing about it.
Well, some parts. Well, all right, whatever.
And then Human Centipede from 2009.
Yeah.
The first one.
Can't even say it's a horror movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's more like
I know so many people put it like on lists of like top 10 best, and it's
It's like, why did you do
I
that?
feel like it was made to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't seem like a.
If you have like a messed up personality like I do, like that shit's hilarious.
Right.
I don't know.
I thought it was too, honestly. Number 5 was The Rage, carried to number.
What's up with these sequels that
It's
with the semicolon word?
It's
or
the sophomore slump
before
man. It's a sophomore slump. Jaws: The Revenge.
It wasn't even a sophomore. Okay, well, see, this is better. See, that actually has the name of whatever the sequel was.
Exactly, and it doesn't have
colon and then
without the number in there. Yeah, exactly.
Then the subtitle.
Right.
Blair Witch and what was it? Carrie sit there and got the subtitle before the
number.
That's like Rambo. What was it? It came out First Blood.
Yeah.
And then it was Rambo 2.
Right.
No, it was like Rambo First Blood 2 or something stupid.
It was like it was all over the place like this.
It said Rambo First Blood 2.
Right.
And then number 3 was like Rambo 3.
Right.
And all right, but
yeah, it was weird. It was goofy. Number 3 is The Wicker Man. one of our favorite poets. Not the Bees. If you've never seen The Wicker Man, not the Bees. That's the only part you need to watch.
How to get burned.
Right.
How to get burned.
Oh my God.
How to get burned. How to get burned.
It's so stupid. It's number 3 for a reason. One, like we said, oh man, when he kicked, oh my God, I can't do it.
And punched the shit out of somebody in a bear suit.
One because of just like we said with Ryan Reynolds, one of the reasons probably being because of Nicolas Cage. It was hilarious.
His willingness to do any damn thing.
Oh man, he does not care. As long as it's got a single word in it. I noticed that's like his thing now. Like he did like there was like 2 movies he did. One was called Rage and the other one was called something. They were both just like descriptive like one words like just that's what he does. He's at that point. Exorcist 2, The Heretic. See, they did it right that time. Yeah. They didn't do The Exorcist, The Heretic 2 because that would imply that there were 2 The Heretic.
Or The Heretic Exorcist 2 or
right,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
And then number 1 was the Psycho remake from 1998
with John Voight.
I think so.
No, not John Voight. Vince Vaughn.
Oh, yeah, Vince Vaughn. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what?
I got the V all mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince
so
Vaughn.
yeah, those are the top 10 worst according to IGN and probably most of the internet. And there's probably a couple of the top funny movies in there too. With The Wicker Man and The Wicker Man. That's probably
American Werewolf in Paris.
I think I figured out what movie I was talking about now.
Oh, you figured out the horror movie?
Unfortunately, it's probably going to be embarrassing now. Apparently, it's a comedy horror movie.
Oh, come on, man.
House. You know what I'm talking about?
House?
1986. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh,
that's
man.
What I'm doing.
That sounds familiar.
To like figure out if that was it or not.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that was
You said what year?
1986.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
I was trying to just look up some images of it to see some scenes, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Like a writer like moves into his dead aunt's house or something, and this weird stuff goes on. I feel like that was probably it.
That sounds. I remember the name. I've heard that name before.
George Wendt.
There's a bunch of people in it.
Yeah.
Like
Old dude from Cheers. Old dude from was Richard Mole in Night Court?
I think he was.
Well, I know for a fact he was. Yeah, he was in Night Court.
So.
Yeah.
It's sad though. That's what ruined me. A comedic horror movie.
It was hilarious.
Wasn't even like trying to be serious, and I'm like,
you look it up, and then it's like something completely off the wall. Like it was what was it? It was Flubber. That was what it was. Flubber drove me crazy. Flubber ruined me for horror movies.
I never picked my nose again.
Right. I couldn't deal with the color green. It was crazy. Oh man, it's funny. All right. We gotta answer Brent's question. Brent, of course, if you've heard the show before, he was on 2 episodes ago.
I thought he had a code name.
Oh, my bad. LL Cool B. I don't know what it is. I can't figure his out.
So you messed.
Brent, I need your name.
Should I even say it now?
Information. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, what is it? What's Brent's? He's got Brent's name. Say it.
I'm pretty sure you just said LL Cool B. I could have
I
sworn
thought it
that's
was
what
another
it
one.
was.
Wasn't it like Gray Fox or something like that?
There's probably several.
He's like a secret agent. Nobody knows his name.
And you keep until you say it on the each episode. Yeah,
that's not his name. His name is Steven. We'll just go with that. I know, right? If you come on the show, you will not be working in espionage anymore, just so you know. Hopefully you know that already. But he had a question. Him, like the band, had a question. And why can't I remember what it was? Oh, yeah, that's right. He wanted to know, and he wanted us to tell you guys what our greatest costume that we ever either done or that we've ever seen was. So, greatest Halloween costume. We want you guys to answer this too. So, whatever your best Halloween costume you ever pulled off or the best one you've ever seen, post it in the comments. Let us know. It better not be weird or racist. Actually, if it's racist, go ahead and do it because it's probably pretty hilarious. It's probably hilarious. So, do whatever. We don't care how crazy it is. Yeah, as long as you subscribe, you can post whatever you want. That's the way our show works. If you subscribe, you can be as racist as you want to be. Fine with us, because that doesn't even make sense. that it's contradictory. Okay, Webb doesn't approve. I take everything back.
It's like, are you trying to?
Are you insane, man?
The only way.
We're dealing with the internet here, dude.
You want to like stockpile just the funniest shit.
I wanted to take the time
that might
out
work,
to
and have a whole episode that's like.
We could just read it off.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Maybe we'll do that. Do that.
Can I have,
Actually,
like,
post.
I listen to this every time I go to my cross burnings.
Right. That would be the best. He got to turn it down real quick when he gets there.
Oh God!
Was that some colored people are in your car? No, that wasn't at all. Wow, this went south.
No, they speak proper. What do you
Hey,
mean?
puns.
What?
I said this episode went south.
Oh,
I'm just playing. I love you guys. That's where we're from. Anyways, like we was saying, best costume we've ever seen. That went weird, man. It's a conversational podcast. You might as well get used to the shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Deal with it. Best costume. I can't even. God, there's been so many. I've seen a few.
for Halloween specifically, not Comic Cons and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's not do that. We'll do that when it gets closer to Comic Con because that'll be insane. We could go on for days. Because this one actually works. I'll use this one because it was kind of creepiest thing I've ever seen too. But one of the best costumes I've ever seen pulled off was one of the villagers from Animal Crossing at Comic Con last year. Not Comic Con here, but San Diego Comic Con.
We just said.
What? I just
thought you said Halloween.
That one. Yeah, Halloween, but this one was scary. Most of them aren't scary.
Was it scary or was it just because it was
it was creepy. It was
the
dead-eyed villager
Yeah.
with the axe in his hand just walking around smiling at people.
Where-
Have you seen that? I probably showed it to you.
Was it at a Comic Con? Like
It was at San Diego Comic Con last year.
You probably showed it to me because I remember seeing that and I legitimately was a little.
It's creepy, dude. It's creepy. It's
pretty
scary. Okay, that's it. I used up our one Comic Con. No more Comic Con costumes until we get to Comic Con. So scariest one. Okay, besides the villager, best costume. He didn't even say scariest. He just said best. So that's like one of the scariest ones I've ever seen. God, man, I'm trying to think. It's hard to. It's so difficult, man.
Especially now, since,
Jesus, man.
Unless you're going to Halloween parties or something like that and catching people, or hell, downtown you just see slutty nurse, slutty something.
Yeah,
slutty
it's
something.
all the
I don't think
same.
People really put any effort into it anymore.
Yeah,
People
that
don't really,
that's
try
why
to
when
just-
somebody's good, it's like it stands out. I
Yeah.
guess. So I guess that makes sense.
I'm playing myself for Halloween.
Oh, I had a funny
Get the fuck
thing.
out of my house.
I had to get the fuck out of my house. Yeah, you're not participating. I actually thought about this, and I probably could pull it off, and it could be something that you could pull off, and something you could get away with just dressing up as yourself. Go as Diggle. Diggle doesn't wear a costume. Come on, man. He's just a black dude. He's just a black dude that kicks ass. That's it. He's Diggle. Or you could go as
Well, you'd have to compliment it. You'd have to have somebody in a green hoodie or
See, that's what I thought about. I was like, if I could get somebody to dress up as Arrow and then do it that way, that'd be awesome. Or just go with a white girl and say she's Felicity. That'd be awesome. I need a pretty white girl with glasses, and I'll be Diggle, and we could cast the Arrow. We could be the two.
Oh yeah. This is for Arrow.
This is Arrow.
Halloween,
We're totally
I'm
not.
sorry. Yeah.
Not dating or anything. What? Crazy.
What?
So so we need that, and then we need a.
Well, if you have to
Latino
add on
gentleman.
people for your costume,
Well, that
it's
makes
not a
it
good
even
costume.
better if you can get somebody to commit to that
That's a
shit.
good point, though.
What?
You can't just have like third party like, hey, come with me and make it look
Ah,
better.
dang it. Okay. All right.
So people will take pictures of me.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Otherwise, they won't know who I am.
The funny thing was if somebody recognized it, they'd be like, "Oh, that's crazy." or if somebody mistaked you for it. That's what I want to do. I want to find that couple and be like, oh, you guys are Felicity and Diggle. And they'd be like, no, we're just together. And I'm like, got it. Sorry, my bad.
I'm sorry.
What's
That's
Arrow?
Progressive. That is progressive.
Right, yeah.
Have a good day.
Now we're back. Right, yeah, have a good day, gentlemen. Sir, ma'am, whatever. Couple. No, but I can't think of one. The Ray Rice ones, those popped up immediately. Those are
taste.
Yeah, that's in poor taste. In a way, I laughed a little bit though at first. I'll be honest. It's bad, but at the same time, I wouldn't even thought of that. Like, that's the thing is I'm not that creative to be like, hey, this happened in the news, let me do this. Like, there's plenty of goofy ones, but like you said, everything is either slutty nurse or slutty whatever or
Lazy.
Yeah, or comic book character or something.
Dress up as a condom or a banana or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Whatever you can get.
It's either inanimate objects or
Express it.
sluts. That's it. Yeah. That's all it is for Halloween anymore. That's weird, right? It's like a porn shop. It's just sluts and inanimate objects.
Halloween for adults is Hustler Hollywood.
There we go. Bam. Drop the mic. Brent, you like your question answered? You see what you did? You see what you caused? Brent, this is your fault.
God,
you caused this whole
places.
Conversation. And I'll blame the racist stuff on you too, just because you asked.
Places.
Yeah, not even good places, not bad places. It just went places. We don't even know where we are no more. Anyways, do you guys have one? Because if not, Brent, you got your answer.
I can't think of anything.
I can't.
Because last time
like you said, it's not that creative.
it was back when I was trick or treating. Last time I
man.
paid attention to costumes for real. And
Correct.
even then, I mean, this was like the original, not going through the mall or not going through the you know that thing off of Richmond Road where they said they got a trunk or treat or something like that?
Yeah.
That sounds sketchy as hell.
Don't they just like basically park a bunch of cars?
They park a bunch of cars. They open the trunk. They grabbing candy, put it in the bags. Hopefully, this is a well-lit area.
Yeah, please.
You know, I'm sure there's no ill intentions with the trunk or treat.
No,
but
not at
just
all.
the title alone and the fact that it's just kind of off in the cut, and I didn't even realize it until we passed by. It was like, hey, that's where trunk or treat's going to take place. I'm sorry, what?
Right. That sounds like the worst.
I'm expecting
sentence ever.
Amber Alerts in the next 3 days.
Right? Yeah. Oh, trunk or treat was 3 days ago. That's why we got the Amber Alert again. It makes sense. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dang on it, Brent. Brent, I blame you. Period. This is what happens when you ask questions. And I know he'll probably have like some crazy good answers, or it'll be all Comic-Con stuff. So save it. We don't want to hear it yet. Speaking of Comic-Con stuff, though.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta go. We gotta go down this road because it happened. Clay, I hope you're ready.
I'm along for the ride.
Clay's strapped in. Whatever.
That's
He's
why
ready.
we're here.
Right. Yeah, that's why we're here. So basically, by the time you've listened to this, you probably either seen it, hopefully, heard the news or anything, whatever. But Tuesday, October 28th, all hell broke loose. In a day that will live in infamy as far as comic books go. DC, obviously, like we talked about the last episode, DC went ape shit. They released their whole lineup through 2020. It was awesome. It was great. It was cool
Marvel.
to see. And then Marvel, Kevin Feige over at Marvel.
I raise you.
Right, that's basically what it was. That's exactly what it felt like. Obviously, they had their event. Marvel had an event out in Los Angeles. Basically, kind of like it was like a press event, pretty much. And Kevin Feige came out and just laid it all out. Like basically every major movie, the direction that the studio's going in for up until 2019. And I mean, Jesus Christ.
You want me to go through the list?
Yeah, I'll let Webb go through the list because it's there's nonstop how much stuff we're getting, and I mean it's awesome because it's stuff that we've been waiting for. It's stuff that we've talked about on the show that we wanted. But yeah, knock it out.
All right. First in the list that we got is Captain America: Civil War, which comes out May 6, 2016. What I tell you about superhero movies in the week of my birthday?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's always.
I'm lucky.
It's ridiculous.
Man. I'm lucky. Doctor Strange, November 4th, same year, 2016.
Yep.
Second Guardians of the Galaxy movie comes out May 5th of 2017. Thor: Ragnarok, July 28th of 2017. Oh, dang, that's just not even...
No, it's not that
barely
long,
even
dude.
2 months after.
They're stacked up.
Oh, man, November. 3rd, 2017, Black Panther. I get to finally eat my words that I said 2 weeks ago.
He said,
I get to eat crow, off of that.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War Part 1, May 4th, 2018.
Yep.
Oh, God. It's like they're not doing a Matrix thing, are they?
No.
Captain Marvel, July...
Well,
in a way.
You got it. Okay, yeah, you're doing it in a year. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Captain Marvel, July 6th, 2018. Inhumans, or The Inhumans, excuse me, November 2nd, 2018. And the last movie they got listed on here is Avengers Infinity War Part 2, which comes out, look at that, May 3rd, 2019.
So if you guys were obviously listening to that, or if you've seen the list, it's stacked up for the next several years. Going through each one of them, kind of like touching base on each movie. Obviously, like first and foremost, what was the first one?
First one was Captain America: Civil War.
So obviously with Civil
third
War,
Captain America movie.
Yeah, third Captain America movie. Also, pretty much what they've confirmed is this is where Black Panther is gonna come in into the Civil War.
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Also to note, Chris Evans was adamant about not renewing any kind of picture deal or anything like that nature after this third Captain America movie.
Right.
He wants nothing to do with acting anymore. He wants to go strictly into directing. So, rumors and sit there and speculation and all this other stuff, assumptions, this may be where Steve Rogers dies.
Yeah.
And either Falcon or Bucky take the mantle.
Right.
Spoilers, I'm sorry. If y'all haven't seen Winter Soldier.
Yeah, if you haven't seen, you should
already done that by now.
Come on,
it's Red Boxer.
Even I did.
Yeah. Right, Clay did. Clay's got it.
I'm not a comic book person or anything like that, and even I watched it.
Yeah. So yeah, you should have seen it. Shut up. Shut your face.
Now, the bit with Doctor Strange, I just heard some news about that yesterday. Also,
this is one of the ones I'm excited about.
This kind of threw me off. Like I was expecting I was expecting Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep.
To play the role because a lot of rumors about that, but ended up going to Benedict Cumberbatch. No, not Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
Really?
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cabbage Patch Kid.
Benedict Cabbage Patch. Oh man!
So yeah,
I was about to say something else, but I'm not gonna say it.
Cumberbatch.
I still want to say
Oh
no, you already know.
C-U-M.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Snatch.
I was gonna. No, I wasn't gonna say that. I was actually gonna say Benedict Comeback Patch.
Oh, well, that's way better than what I had going on.
Yeah, I like that too. That'll work. He will be all these things from now on. Hashtag all of them. Screw it. No, that was one of the things I was super excited about. Now I'm super excited about it because one, I think he's awesome actor wise. I just finished Sherlock probably like a month ago. Ridiculous. I watched Star Trek again just because after I watched Sherlock, I needed more of him.
Of Cumberbatch.
I needed more comeback. Oh my god.
You needed more C-U-M.
Oh, we needed more of Benedict. We're not saying that shit.
Well, that's not any better.
Oh god.
Bene.
His name is terrible. I just realized that. His name is the worst name. Man.
It'll be great for porn.
Yeah, it would.
But,
I need some more Benedict.
Hey, maybe
that's what she said to his whole name.
If Doctor Strange role fails, he'll get into porn.
Hopefully,
we already made up like 4 different names for him to use.
Oh, he's good. He's good. We need to copyright these just so we have them. Yeah, we're gonna copyright them, and we're gonna have them that way he can't use them without paying us money. But yeah, I was super excited for that because I think he would be perfect in that role. I thought about Jason Gordon too. I actually heard a couple people.
Gordon.
Joseph.
See, I'm Joseph
God,
Gordon.
Man, I do that every time. Joseph Gordon. We're messing names up. We do this every time. Y'all know we do this. But the other person I kind of heard that people actually liked or wanted was even people I was talking to today said like Johnny Depp, which I was like, that'd be cool. But now here's the thing. I've been wanting. There's 2 people I've been wanting in comic book movies like since rumors back in the second Batman series, and that's Johnny Depp and also Leo DiCaprio. I've been wanting them to get in there somewhere just because, I mean, their acting skills are ridiculous. So if you gave them a crazy, eccentric character, in the comic book universe, I think they would destroy it.
Eccentric characters.
Well, yeah, I mean that's his thing. Like
it's getting a little like one trick pony, not one trick pony, but just it's getting a little tiresome.
Well, yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, that's kind of his. That's his thing. I mean, they're about to make new Pirates movies, so I mean, that pretty much scratched him out.
Yeah,
like almost immediately. It was hard enough, like for them to get Benedict initially. Like they had to like convince him because obviously he's gonna go back and they're gonna do like a new season of Sherlock as soon as like obviously the Hobbit films as soon as all that stuff wraps up.
Yeah, well, that wasn't an issue.
They're done filming.
That wasn't as much of an issue for Watson.
Well, no, it was. They did that. They did those. They did like the episodes, and then he had to go away like right after they were finished and shoot those Hobbit movies. So he kind of knocked that out in between after that last thing. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. Did you say Captain Marvel?
Well, no, that's further down. Yeah, but
okay.
Captain Marvel.
Okay, I was making sure.
Included.
Okay, I think didn't remember.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think about? I mean, do you think it's a good choice for?
It's a solid choice. I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
That kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, him.
Yeah,
that works. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, never mind. No. I had diagrams and stuff for this person, but
right.
No, Benedict. No, that's he's great. Yeah, he's great. Great choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. At least
just never mind that. Yeah.
There was somebody else that they were seriously considering, and I can't remember who it was, but he like last minute he basically didn't want to commit to a multi-film deal. That was the biggest thing. Which is a hard thing, obviously, when you go after any of these like bigger actors. It's like, look, dude, we're gonna need you for like 10 years. Like that's what Ben Affleck had to do. That's what obviously Henry Cavill. That's what they had to do when they like signed up for those roles. It's like, dude, you're gonna be doing this for like 10 years, just so you know. And that's one of the things Chris Evans is trying to like get on the back end and get the heck out now. And he's like, dude, I've been doing this like for a long time. It's time for me to make my exit. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. I mean, these deals are like long. I mean, they're basically like they're gonna get paid for them, but they might not want to stay in that role for that long and not be able to take up other roles. So, I mean, yeah, I'm glad they got him, somebody of his caliber that is willing to obviously commit for the long haul, because we know, if you know comics, Doctor Strange is supposed to obviously be with the Avengers eventually. Or initially, however they do the story arc. He's supposed to be one of the Avengers, so it's going to be interesting. And one of the other good arguments that I saw, like, way back when they first even said, like, hey, we're probably going to make a Doctor Strange movie, there was an argument, a good article I read that like basically was saying like Marvel's universe needs somebody like Doctor Strange, because if you look at like the characters, everybody pretty much has close to the same powers. Everybody basically is either like really strong or they blow shit up. When you break it down to like the raw elements, that's basically what they do. Yeah. And Doctor Strange's like his powers are so dynamic and different than like the normal, and obviously he can blow shit up.
There's also a huge category, or like a huge catalog for superheroes that's dealing in technology as far as the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah,
with the exception of Thor. Right. But everybody else has either gadgets or weapons or super soldier formulas or gamma radiation or something like that.
Yeah, there's some technological happening that or event that caused
And so they're now going to start introducing magic at some point.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be cool to see like that on screen. What was it? We got Doctor Strange.
After Doctor Strange is the second Guardians of the Galaxy,
which they're obviously we was talking about. Like I was asking Webb, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was obviously announced. A lot of people are speculating that Captain Marvel will be introduced through that potentially.
I can see that
because Captain Marvel is supposed to like hang out, basically. Put it in simplest terms, hang out with the
Well, it depends on which version they're using, too.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, you obviously got to take that into account, too, is like which version of
I'm under the assumption they're going to use Carol Danvers, the female Captain Marvel.
That's what they've been saying, is that's the way that they want to go, is with that.
They need to.
Yeah, and I think that'll be
sausage
good.
fest that these movies have been thus far.
Right, yeah, exactly. Can we get some women in here, please? Are there going to be girls there? What was next?
Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, Thor. I mean, I can't say too much about it because I haven't heard like in depth like rumor stuff. But I mean, they were talking about like, is this gonna be the fall of what's this place called?
Asgard.
Yeah, Asgard, fall of Asgard in Ragnarok, which we could potentially see. I could see that. More Loki's always good if we see that, which we will. I mean,
Of course,
that'd be
because
stupid.
he's got a huge fan base.
Yeah, he's got a huge fan base, and he's a huge
more
part.
Than Thor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people like Loki more than they do Thor. I'm probably one of them. What was next?
After that, after Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther.
Black Panther. Now getting to Black Panther, one that we've been waiting on.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a huge, like they've already said that he's gonna be a huge part of that Captain America Civil War storyline. The way they brought him out, I saw like some of the press photos and like the videos and stuff from when they brought him out. It was pretty cool because Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. were on stage and they kind of like were like playing it off like there's somebody missing or whatever, and then like they basically brought out
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick
Boseman.
I always
Boseman.
mess his name up.
That last bit. Yeah, that last name I have trouble with.
But if you don't know what we're talking about,
He was in 42 as Jackie Robinson.
Yep.
He was on Get On Up, starring as James Brown.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's the only black person that can get work in
Right,
movies.
he plays
apparently,
everything.
Because they got him playing every damn
yeah,
thing.
I mean he's
But no,
really good actor,
Not to say that as hating or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah.
excellent actor, perfect for the role.
Once again, another surprise. Like as
Yeah.
far as like just like Benedict. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
oh.
I kept thinking I was trying to think like who could play that role, and I completely left him out.
I was thinking like Idris Elba.
Yep.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, the dude from 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there was even like it was somebody. Matter of fact, John, if you're watching this, he thought about this, but I forgot his name. But from Amistad,
Jamon Hansu.
yeah, but he's too old.
Yeah, he would have been perfect.
Yeah, he would have been perfect. But yeah, he's obviously older.
Well, he
now,
could
but,
play the father though,
Yeah, I thought. Yeah,
they could was Black Panther at one point and then pass it on to him. So,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, they could do that. But
I mean, hey,
we'll see.
royalty check. Yeah,
Copyright.
waiting on that. Yeah.
Yeah, checks.
I'm just always cool with Sam Jackson.
Right.
I'm gonna be that guy. Like he can play any role. Awesome. I don't even
Let
care.
Sam do everything. Like, aren't you doing what? Yeah, we'll let Sam be every black character in the Marvel
I can
universe.
do everything. I
Oh
was the
man.
only Jedi with the purple lightsaber. What can I do?
Right, yeah, exactly. He just like nobody brings that up. Like he got to choose his color. That shit doesn't come in the box like that. Like he got to pick that. Yoda, I'm gonna need you to do
This
something
wasn't
about
in
this.
stock.
Right, yeah, Yoda, I'm gonna need you to do
I
something about
told
this.
you what. Pretty sure. I assume it's fact.
What?
Like what he said to George Lucas, I think, or someone.
Uh-huh.
Like while they were shooting the movie,
Yeah,
George was pretty much asking people, like, oh, what do you want your lightsaber color to be? And pretty much everyone was just green, blue, whatever.
yeah,
From what I've always heard,
Yeah.
Samuel was just like, I'm going to. I want it to be purple because purple is pimpin'. As he apparently said it to George Lucas's face, like purple's pimpin'. I want purple.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Like a gangster's
Right.
lightsaber.
And George Lucas was
that's
like-
what he wanted. He's
George
just like, oh yeah, okay.
George Lucas like, all right, well,
That's a good idea.
Why is it George
That's
Lucas?
the story.
yeah, what is George Lucas? Oh no, George Lucas is
I
on.
wanted to give you a yellow one, but okay.
Right? Yeah, whatever.
That's just
All
the
right.
story I always heard.
That's hilarious. That's
I don't know
awesome.
if it was true or not, but I've heard it from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I don't care. It sounds like something he'd do.
That does sound like something he would do. Like legitimately, that sounds like on set you would see that. And like you have well, I forgot his name, but guy that played crap. Shoot. Guy that played Mace Windu and stuff. You have him in the back. What is his name? The dude from
Mace
Taken. Yeah. No,
Wait.
Mace Windu, and then
Mace
the dude,
Windu was
I'm
Samuel
sorry.
Jackson's
Yeah, that's
character.
right. Sorry.
I was
Mace Windu, and then you got the guy that played Qui-Gon Jinn. Dude, you know what I'm
Liam
talking
Neeson.
about. Yeah, Liam Neeson. I could see him in the background. They're like, did he just fucking say it was pimping? Like, I could see him like saying that. Like, I think he did. Yeah.
He wasn't there when that saber was shown though. Like, well, anyway, never mind. His saber didn't show up until the second Star
Make
Wars
it
movie.
into Star Wars with me.
Oh, dude. Hey, by the way, we got somebody who's going to come on Star Wars. We're going to bring Clay back, obviously, but when Star Wars gets closer, we're going to go ape shit. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
who else?
Oh, keep going. Yeah,
don't
all
go
right,
through.
yeah.
There was stuff I wanted to touch on each one of them, but not
Okay.
much. On
I'll
all
just
of
go
them.
ahead and bunch these two together.
Yeah.
Avengers: Infinity War Part 1 in 2008, and then one immediately the year later.
Now, this, we saw the gauntlet finally. It was an off-screen shot. I saw it on IGN. There's apparently circling around the internet. I mean, it looks just like it did in the comic book. It's huge. It's not like just a regular glove. Like, it looks like the Infinity Gauntlet. It's about the same size as his head. as Thanos' head. I mean, it looks awesome. Those 2 parts. I'm glad they're doing 2 parts.
Yeah,
because they can't squeeze that
into 2 hours.
No, there's no way in hell. Even they probably. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if they clock like 2.5, 2 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes each, because that's a whole lot of stuff to cover. Just that quick. But I'm glad they're doing 2 movies. It makes sense. Those were the last 2, weren't it?
No, well, I mean,
not
the set part 2 will be the last movie in that lineup.
Yeah, in the lineup. Yeah, in the lineup.
Yeah. In between those is Captain Marvel and the Inhumans. So we already discussed Captain Marvel a little bit, just off of just speculation.
The Inhumans thing was a big thing, I think, too, because I think it's Marvel's way of getting around not being able to use humans. Mutants. God, they can't use humans. There's no humans in those movies.
So we'll just use Inhumans.
Right.
Ha.
Right, yeah.
Loophole.
That's their way of not being able to use mutants, basically because Fox has that whole shit tied up. Because obviously, as most of you might know, or might not know, obviously X-Men, and that's the same universe. They're supposed to cross through. Wolverine's supposed to team up with the Avengers. All that shit's supposed to happen. But obviously, because of Fox having that kind of that mutant thing tied up, even the name mutants tied up contractually, Inhumans is their best way of getting around that. And also, it could potentially, and somebody had this point, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but somebody I was talking to today had the point that could actually be perfect to tie into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because it would work really well. Story arc wise, it would work well, but just in general, like that's kind of like Inhumans, it would kind of birth out of that perfectly if they did it that way. And then they could do it a whole different story arc way. They could do whatever the hell they want to. But it's a good thing. Inhumans is really nice. If you haven't heard of it, haven't looked it up, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's basically another X-Men. I mean, it's kind of the best
Something
way
like
to
that,
kind of
yeah.
think. Yeah, but I don't want to say that because it's not really. But that's the best way. Like for somebody who hasn't read them, the comics or anything, that's a good way to kind of throw it out there. It's like if you like X-Men, you'll probably find something you like in Inhumans. Hell, if you like any of these movies, you'll find something you like in Inhumans. What else was on there?
No, we covered it.
That was all of them. So that was all of them. Now, obviously, the ones that weren't in there in that huge list of announcements is Ant-Man, which I was talking to somebody today about it. That was one when it got announced. I was talking to John, my buddy John, today. When that one got announced, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't know why I don't care. I just don't. I never was into Ant-Man. That was one of the comic book characters I was just kind of like.
That's probably why he was never included in the damn original Avengers movie, even though he was the founding member.
Yeah, he's so that's the funny thing about it. He's so important to the Marvel universe in general, but especially on the Avengers side. And it's just funny, to just be we'll bring him in on his own movie. He should have been there from the jump, period. But we'll see how they do it, how they bring him in, what it ends up being like, how it ties into, and how it works out. So we'll see what it looks like. So hopefully it comes together well and everybody will like it. And I hope it's a good movie. I hope all of them are good, obviously. You might have heard my phone buzzing. It's still going. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, it's my buddy Ryan. Ryan, what up? You're probably watching this. Maybe now. Stop calling me. In the past. Yeah, all right.
Find yourself a time machine.
Yeah, do that. Because that'd be awesome. Get some Doctor Who on. Woohoo! Okay, I'm behind on Doctor Who and Clay's mad at me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
At least finish the 7th season. You can't even do that.
Dude, don't put my business out there like that. Jesus, man. There's people probably laughing at me.
You know.
I'm sorry.
If you weren't so stuck on Arrow and what else? Whatever.
Flash.
The
Flash.
Nothing else matters, really.
And Constantine. There's 3 shows I gotta watch, man.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I gotta watch Doctor Who. I gotta get back on Doctor Who. We're gonna have a Doctor Who segment, every time Clay's on here, we're gonna do when I get caught up, we're gonna have a Doctor Who woohoo wrap up or whatever.
I see what you did there.
Doctor Who woohoo, yeah. That's
Holy
nice.
crap, that worked. That was awesome. I did not do that intentionally. I'm not that smart. Constantine. Did you get to see Constantine? Before we get off, I gotta touch on that because it's one of my favorite characters. And speaking of Halloween shit, Constantine's awesome. You probably love Constantine if you haven't seen it. Not the movie.
I saw the movie. Yeah.
Did you like the movie? Yeah,
But I mean,
a lot of
I
people
like-
do, and a lot of people. It's weird because like either people hate it
It's probably because of Keanu Reeves.
or they like it. Yeah, the funny thing is like
but I
people either
like
hate it
Keanu
or
Reeves.
yeah, and that's
So,
I think that was perfect
one
role for
reason why I
him.
really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked it. I really liked the movie, but the show's awesome. I can't think of the guy's name that plays Constantine on the
Matt
show.
Ryan.
Is
I
that
believe
his
it.
name?
Yeah, it's so like, ain't that a quarterback?
Dang, that's
It's like yeah.
right. Yeah, that's so easy. I'll remember that now. No,
Or it's just so simple you might forget.
right. Yeah, right. Matt, what? Bob Stevenson? What is his name? Just like the most generic name you can come up with. But no, I liked it. First episode was awesome. It was a good setup for the rest of the series. It's cool how they're doing it. I think the show's gonna be good, like week to week. I think it can last. I mean, you've got all these other shows. I want this one. It's funny as good as Arrow is and as good as Flash is, and like right now, as many people are loving them. I want Constantine to survive and last more. Like I have more passion for Constantine just because I love that character. And on the Halloween topic, I mean that's probably my favorite, like dark comic book character. What'd you think though? You said you seen it.
Yeah, it was solid. You know.
Yeah, I dug it.
Like I'm not gonna say it again about DC TV shows, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was a very solid debut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just we'll see what happens in a couple next.
Yeah, I
couple
mean,
weeks.
it's first episode, so obviously it's just starting. But if you haven't got a chance to watch it, find a way to watch it. However you do your illegal matters, whatever you do in your free time, just watch it, check it out. It's awesome.
Dang, I keep doing that.
No sponsor. Sponsor. Definitely watch Constantine. Check it out. Yeah, there was a lot of shit that went down the day before we got to record this show. So all the Marvel stuff happened the day before. It went ape shit. Everybody's excited. We love it. It's Halloween week. Happy Halloween to everybody. Obviously, have fun.
Happy Dia de
don't-
los Muertos. Also,
Don't dress as something either stupid, whorish, or racist. Do something original. Dress as the villager. Everybody should be the villager. That'd be the scariest shit ever. Everybody should be different villagers.
I'd do it.
That'd be awesome. Like just do like a group of them. One person be the dog with the guitar. That'd be freaky.
Well,
Be some demented shit.
actually reminds me, me and Nevin, and we all
Yeah, yeah.
soft. We talked about one time a few years ago, like just getting like one of those windowless vans or something. Like renting one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then getting all the airsoft gear on and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just like finding my little brother, someone we knew.
Yeah.
Just like walking down the street trick or treating and just grab him like with all our stuff. Just get out and like scope everything out and like we're gonna get fucking arrested if we do that. But it would be so awesome.
funny.
Just jump out and like grab
Oh
someone
my
like,
god, that'd be
like
hilarious.
some Taken type stuff.
Right. It's like that dude just got taken. Like, oh my god. Oh, that'd be so funny. That's what's gonna have to happen. Before we go, I have to say this. That's what's gonna have to happen. People need to evolve from just costumes, and then they need to be a scene for Halloween. So like a whole like part that they replay and they do over and over again with different people. So like, let's say they kidnap them and then they have some other guy dressed up like Liam Neeson and he jumps on the phone and like starts acting out that whole part verbatim. Like like goes through the whole like monologue verbatim and just goes through it. And then they're like, I just saw the intro to Taken. What the fuck is going on? What the hell is in this candy?
It's a good Halloween.
Right, yeah, it's a good Halloween. They must have put ecstasy in this candy because I'm tripping right now. Like, that's what it has to be. That's the new thing. That's your challenge. For Halloween, don't just be characters, be a whole damn
Prank.
scene. Yeah, a prank, whole scene. Knock it out. Take that shit, put it on YouTube, and post in the comments, hashtag Benedict Cumberbatch. Cucumber batch.
You just start making a list for these.
Post in the comments your best Benedict Cumberbatch
Whoa.
mess up. No, don't do that. God bless.
Post your best dick. Is it really? I was like, oh god.
Oh, this show has gone horribly
Oh
wrong.
man.
This is the scariest show we've ever done.
What was that
It's
mayor's
perfect.
name? Or that's
Oh
Wiener?
my god.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Wiener. This is the scariest show we've ever did. Seriously, this is ridiculous. And I still blame Brent because it was because of his question all hell broke loose. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the show. Thanks you guys for all the feedback. We appreciate it. I know you guys, some of you guys may be sick of my blast on Friday. Hope you guys are not, because I'm going to keep doing it on Facebook at least. Subscribe, and I don't have to do it. Stop being a dick. Subscribe. Jesus Christ.
We'll still do it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll still do it a little bit, just to remind you. No, but we appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. As always, we will be here every week. Every Friday, the show will post. Every Wednesday, we tape it. Eventually, we're going to get it where we can call in. We've got so much stuff planned. We're going to keep this shit going because you guys obviously like it. I've learned from when we've started this that there are a crap load of people that love all this shit that we talk about from week to week. So thanks always, guys, for stopping by and talking nerd with us for an hour out of your week. That's what it is. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. As always, I am KN Kid Swift on Twitter. I'm Kid Swift in general. To my right,
at Web WEBB 859 at Web 859. This is Thoroughbred Web.
to my left,
I don't have a Twitter. I'm not cool enough. Facebook.
I want to make one for him.
Search Clay Friendshare.
Yep.
But otherwise, I go by Gwendar. So
Gwendar, if you've got a PlayStation 4, add him on there. Are you Gwendar on Steam too?
I'm Gwendar everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere, Gwendar. So
Sometimes
Steam.
Sometimes the E is a 3 though, because I gotta be edgy.
That's true. Okay. Okay, so search that Steam, PlayStation 4, whatever. Add him. Friends list, same thing. I'm Kid Swift. Web 859, I think.
Yeah.
On PlayStation. Yeah, he's Web. I
No,
forgot.
not on. I'm not
What
yet.
on
Don't do
PlayStation?
that yet. Don't do that.
Okay,
yet.
we won't do that yet.
I'm
not
not-
yet.
I'm not at a level
He's
to-
gonna get it. Yeah, just kidding.
I'm
Just
not at
add
a level to
those.
be social with people.
Can't do it yet. But guys, as always, thank
like
you
to
guys
lose.
very much for everything. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Have a good one.